Well, I don't even know how to start this video, honestly. Well, I turned 26 in 2 weeks, and my birthday's on a Saturday. And to top it all off, I also have a doctor's appointment on that same exact Thursday, that exact week. Great, so I get to spend $40 before I officially have to start charge before I have to start officially start paying bills. I mean, I'm already starting to pay. I mean, I'm already starting to pay bills already. With the phone being the one bill I have to that I'm owed as far as payment is concerned. So the bill for me paying for this phone bill is due on the 27th. So that's like $106 I have to pay for, and on top of that, I have to pay for the insurance for my car. If I decide to stick with Liberty Mutual, I don't know how much. I don't know how much Liberty Mutual is gonna cost me, but with but with Allstate, I'm gonna have this. I mean, I don't know. I have two options: either stick with Liberty Mutual, which, by the way, I don't know how much Liberty Mutual is gonna cost me, but I do know that with Allstate, right? I literally just talked to an agent earlier today, and she said that since I'm technically renting this space now, starting next month, I saved like about $6. I'm like, whoop de fucking do. So now I only pay like 142 dollars, and I'm just like, well, how much does the insurance cost if I'm only paying for just the basic coverage? And she says, oh, only 119 a month. I'm like, well, that's basically no different. I mean, at this point, I'm better off just paying for the 142 then, since I get everything. I get roadside assistance, and if I ever get into an accident, and I got all this stuff, right? But so yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Um, I'm not having a fun time right now. I've been not having a fun time for the past 6 months now, and even though I knew like 6 months ago, right, that I was gonna be paying for my own bills and paying rents and all the other shit, right? It still hits me regardless. It still fucks me regardless. It's just like, damn, like it really is the end of the old world, the old life. I'm still stuck where I'm at, but at the same time, is I'm but at the same time, I'm not the person that I want to be yet. But I'm not the person that I want to become yet. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I misspoke. But yet, the person I want to become, I can't seem to get there because of external circumstances. And it's not just me as being fucked over right now. A lot of people around my age are being fucked over right now because of the job market and all this and that. And it's just a typical example of just this disconnection between the older generation and the younger generation. The old generation doesn't want to accept that they made the world a much worse place for the younger generation, and the younger generation is getting pissed off with the older generation because they're not feeling heard, they're not feeling understood, and they just are having their concerns and criticisms just being brushed off and dismissed, and it's simply just a pattern that's been repeating itself for over 100 years. A trope that's about as old as time itself. I'm not I'm not having a good time right now. I'm hurting inside. I'm hurting inside. I mean, it's getting up to the point where it's like it's like it's hard for me to start even crying at this point. I mean, I know that those of you that watch my previous videos, right, you guys have seen me cry on camera, but it's a different type of dread. It's a different type of dread. You know what's funny is that I remember earlier this month, right, when my dad and I both went to T-Mobile. We were talking to this like this technician, right, who's like in charge of like making sure everything works out perfectly as far as like getting numbers transferred to the phone and stuff like that, or like just getting the new phones, or like just getting my new phone set up and all that. Right? She looked like she was about like 18, 19, 20 ish, right? And and here's the both of us, right, looking miserable as fuck, miserable, just nothing but dread and misery on our faces, right? And yet here comes my dad, right, pulling back to the T-Mobile store with his brand new GT, with his brand new like GT 300 car or whatever the hell it's called, right? Which is supposed to be a symbol of of like both my mom and his love, and his like supposed to be like a symbol of both, and both for both my parents' love, because my dad's first GT back when he was dating my mom got stolen. And so basically this car is kind of like, it's kind of like a symbol of that GT that got stolen all those years ago. So basically, that new GT that new GT that he pulled up to the T-Mobile with is supposedly the symbol of their love, and I was getting annoyed, and I was honestly pretty sad. I was more sad than annoyed, because here I am, right? I'm uncertain as to where my future is gonna go, and here's this girl, right, that's helping me with the whole like getting everything transferred to this new phone that I'm recording on right now, right? I mean, we're both like just riddled with like dread and sadness and just bleakness, right? Like we're tired, we're drained. We're both. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're both concerned as to where our lives are going, right? But yet, my dad and this fucking store manager, right? They're over here acting like fucking children, and he's over here trying to be buddy buddy with the store manager, and he's like, hey bro, you want to see my GT 3000 real quick? And they're like, yeah, sure, bro. I'll run into the fucking parking lot. Yeah, just run into the fucking parking lot, and just getting all giddy over my dad's fucking car. Meanwhile, I'm stressed out about how the fuck I'm gonna be able to pay rent every fucking month, like how I'm gonna manage to fucking do that every month. And here's this girl over here stressed out and sad and miserable because of other stuff. I'm pretty sure it's not only just the job, but it's also like stuff going on in her personal life. I mean, I could tell she's going through some shit. She's just. I mean, not only does she have to deal with dumbass customers face to face at T-Mobile, but she also has to go home and deal with like personal problems. I could tell she's going through some shit. She's just trying to keep it together like I am right now. It's just that level of disconnect. It's just like my dad's over here, as privileged as he is, being able to afford all these expensive toys to fuck around with, spending $500, money that takes me like a week to fucking earn, and he's pissing that same exact money away on dumb shit like picture frames, money that I need way more than he does. $500 that he literally wipes his own ass with, but no, he needs my money for some reason, for rent. And I'm already stressed out about how I'm gonna pay rent, how I'm gonna pay these fucking bills every month. And on top of that, I'm even more concerned about how I'm gonna be able to pay for my own health insurance, because I'm pretty sure I don't got enough time. Because I'm pretty sure I don't have enough time left before my dad's insurance company is like, yeah, we're gonna have to take your son off our insurance policy. That we just can't keep holding on to him anymore. And then at that point, I'm really gonna be fucked. Damn. I mean, I know you guys are getting tired of me repeating myself, but it's just like, again, this is just a channel where I'm basically just treating this channel like it's an outlet for me, where I could just express freely what I'm feeling inside, and I'm at that point where I really don't give a fuck how anybody feels about me at this point, because the way that people perceive me as, and the way that people feel about me, always expressing, you know, the harsh reality of my life, and them just not showing up when it matters. I don't care anymore, because like at the end of the day, it don't even matter, man. At the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, whether people show up to express their the same sentiment as I am, or not, it doesn't fucking matter. None of it fucking matters. I feel trapped, and I don't know what to do about it, man. And not to mention that I'm also stuck in this contract with T-Mobile as well. Like when I saw the bill that was like coming up on the 27th of this month, I was pissed off about it, because I'm like, what the fuck? I thought I was only paying for 80. I thought I was only paying $85 a month, and as it turns out, the T-Mobile snuck in all these hidden fees, and the fee was like, you know, was like Protection 365 or 360. I don't know. I don't remember the name. And they also decided to sneak in even more additional charges for the insurance for this phone in case something happens to it, which is what they didn't tell me at all when I was signing up for this plan. And even more bullshit is that I have no choice but to stick with this plan for 2 years. I got no choice but to stick with this plan for 2 years. Because what T-Mobile did, right, they did some scumfuck shit. They did some scumbag shit. So even though I traded my A54 for the S26, right, and my dad paid off the remaining amount that I was owed to T-Mobile, right, even though my dad paid off the rest of the money that was owed for the phone, because the A54 was like 500, and I think my dad paid off like the remaining 300 that was owed to them, because this phone is 256 gigabytes. So I'm guessing because like I wanted more storage, I guess it was like more expensive, which makes sense, I guess. So my dad paid off the remaining amount, and even though technically, yes, my dad did pay everything in full. Like, even though yes, I am paid, even though yes, I did pay everything in full, right? T-Mobile is doing this gay shit where like basically I'm paying them like each month in store credit. So each month is like $22 a month that I'm paying back to T-Mobile, even though technically I paid them in full. Even though I paid them in full, I'm still binding to this contract, because if I try to, like, you know, downgrade, because if I try to downgrade to the $50 a month plan, which is the cheapest one they have, then the whole credit promotion thing doesn't count anymore. It's not applicable. So the amount that I'm paying back to T-Mobile, despite me technically paying them in full, and me having to pay them back in store credit, like, you know, $22 a month for 2 years. Yeah, because of that bullshit credit thing that they're doing, I'm pretty much trapped in this plan for the next 2 years. And then after those 2 years are up, I now can downgrade to $50 a month, which only has, like, you know, the high speed internet thing, but with unlimited call and text. But even then, it's capped at 50 gigs. I think they said 50 gigs. So after 50 gigs, my connection just goes to shit. It just gets really slow. I mean, it's just some I mean, it's just fucking. It's just a bunch of bullshit. I gotta. Okay, so So here's my sheet of paper, right, that I got from T-Mobile. All right. So it says right here, right? There's a promotional deal. Samsung Galaxy promo with trade. Breakdown. Total promotional value of $550. Credit applied. So they're applying credit with the amount. So it says monthly reoccurring. Reoccurring promotional value of $550 per month. Reoccurring credit amount $23. Reoccurring credit term 24 months. That is 2 years. So they're basically saying on this so they're basically saying on this receipt right here that I'm basically binded to their contract for 2 years. So fuck you, T-Mobile. No, seriously, fuck you, T-Mobile. So but besides that, I mean, I feel it's just getting hard to keep it together, honestly. And now YouTube wants to flood my feed with old shows that I haven't watched since I was a kid in elementary school, from like 2010 to 2011. Now YouTube wants to play, these old ass TV shows from back then, fucking with me even more, reminding me of times that I can never get back, reminding me of feelings that I can never get back, nostalgia, older versions of myself that I can never get back. Like, just being reminded of that, it just fucks with me even more. I mean, like, how the fuck do you expect me to be happy when it seems like I'm at that point where I'm gonna have to basically stay at this restaurant 4 days out of the week, because my parents and my dad my dad in particular, he's not making it easy for me to he's not making it easy for me. I mean, paying for the bills, that's one thing, but him charging me rent on top of that, I mean, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna be able to do that. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to manage to cough up $500 each month. Like, he's just making things, like, I mean, again, he's just making things harder than what it needs to be, man. I mean, I was counting on working, 4 days out. I mean, not 4 days, 3 days out of the week, and I was reserving Monday through Thursday specifically, so I can, apply to jobs and show up to interviews when if I ever do get calls back. But fast forward 6 months later, nothing came out of it, and I'm still left in the same predicament that I was 6 months ago. So it's like I'm at the point where it's like I have no choice but to stick to working at this restaurant, and now I'm working 4 days out of the week because I have no choice. I pretty much have to live at that damn restaurant. Well, not like in a literal sense, but you know what I mean. I feel trapped in my own thoughts. I'm surrounded by people that don't understand what I'm dealing with right now. I'm surrounded by people that don't understand. I'm surrounded by people that don't fucking care how I'm feeling and what I'm dealing with. I'm surrounded by people that aren't equipped emotionally to know to handle what I'm dealing with. They just go quiet. The same type of people that only show up when things get easier. But whenever I'm at my darkest and lowest point in life, they're nowhere to be found. That's why I'm at the point where I'm just like okay with not being friends with anybody. Because I'd rather be alone than to go around thinking that I actually have friends. But whenever I'm at all time lowest, they're nowhere to be found. I don't got much time. But I'm scared of what the future holds for me, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be okay. I really don't know. You know, there used to be a time when drinking this specifically, right? There used to be a lot of good memories tied to me drinking this. You know, back when I was a teenager in high school. You know, every morning I would get this can along with a gas station burrito and that would make my morning, right? Back when I was a teenager. I bought this today at the CVS near my house after getting my haircut, which is probably gonna be the last time you guys are ever gonna see me look, well cut. Yeah, it's probably gonna be the last time you guys are ever gonna see me looking well cut. I don't know. Depends on how bad things get. And I bought some deodorant, some toiletries, right? And I bought this for all time's sake. And I'm drinking this, and it's just like it just don't it just don't hit the same no more. I mean, it tastes the same, as it did like 10 years ago, but it just doesn't feel the same. Which is the best way I could describe it. I honestly feel like I'm done for real. And I don't think I'm gonna get out of this. I don't really have any options. I don't. I really don't. I thought I was gonna become something. I thought I was gonna become someone. But it seems like all that ever was just a dream. After 8 years after 8 years of going at it, going at it, having resilience, having to stand strong when nobody was there beside me. After all these years of resilience, I thought I was gonna reach a breakthrough, and I never got it. Never got it. And now it just seems like life just wants to magically expect me to keep bracing even more for the worst. Keep bracing even more and more and more for the worst. They keep continuing to show resilience, even while you are alone, even while there's nobody there for you, even while it seems like there's no fucking point. I'm still expected to show resilience despite all of it. To keep a straight face. And I just wanted for once in my life to not have that always be the fucking case. But unfortunately, it is. Just more of the same fucking bullshit. And as always, I'm left unsupported. And as always, people are just gonna just stay in the background, just not saying anything, just observing. Because a lot of people, they're either just fucking cowards to begin with, or a lot of them just grew tired of me complaining at this point. And like I said, it doesn't matter. None of it does anymore. And I'll catch up with you on the next one. Goodbye.